All right, team, I'm very excited for this particular bootcamp module because if you're watching this, you're getting very, very close to opening. So the information that we're going to go through in this module, you just went through the calendar availability information, which is something that you're going to want to do right before you open. This branch information, a lot of this is stuff that you're going to do right before you open. So the reason I'm excited for you is because if you're getting into these weeds at the moment, then you're getting really, really close to opening your business, and that's exciting. In this webinar, what we're going to talk through is the Salesforce branch information, location information, and sections. So essentially, what is the information that you need to have on your branch page, and what is the information that's going to fall through into proposals so that you can create a very, very professional view to your customers. So first of all, we're going to look at branch info. You want this to be really, really clear instructions. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and pop out of this now, and we're going to go straight into Salesforce because I want to look at this more live. It makes a lot more sense live than it does when we are looking at slides. So I'm going to pick a branch, any branch. Here is Linda Stelmach's branch in Arizona. Linda has just recently opened her business, and you can see she's in Oracle, Arizona. How do you find your branch? Well, just like I just did with Linda's, if you come up here and you search for a branch name, I'll pick a different one since I've already got Linda's on the screen. Let's pick, I don't know. Let's pick Patrick Daniel. All right, so if I just left Daniel in the search box and hit that, then I'm going to pull up a generic search. You'll do the same. Now I'm going to see all sorts of stuff because I have a corporate view and I can see everything. You may not have such a big long list, but if you don't see your branch over here on the right, then to the left you'll see branches, and your branch, by now you already know it's your last name or last name underscore something. And so then I can click on Daniel's branch name and I can open his branch as well. So let's take a look at Linda's branch to start with. This is her branch page, and you can see the name and the information. You can see the address of her branch. That's great. All that wonderful stuff, right? Over here on the right-hand side, this is where I want us to focus for just a moment. Branch details. So these are details that are going to feed to the call center. So imagine, if you will, that a customer has found you online, or that a customer has found you through a lead aggregator, an Angie or a Thumbtack or somebody. That customer has called your marketing phone number, or they maybe even saw the number on the side of your van, and they've called the number. They end up at the call center, and they ask, "Hi, do you guys install carpet?" Well, let's see. The call center person doesn't remember what 200 or 300 branches do. They're going to pull up the branch in your area. So by the customer zip code, it'll direct them to the right branch page. And this is going to pop up. These branch details are going to pop up on the call center screen. So how do you want them to answer a customer? Let's just assume for a moment that this is a customer that saw your van, number on the side of the van, and they called the call center. And now they're asking, do you guys do carpet? Well, let's see. Do you do commercial carpet? Yes, she does. If I go ahead and buy the carpet at Lowe's, will you guys install it? Yes, she will. Do you sell carpet material and install? Yes, we do. I just have a small space that I need to be restretched. Do you guys do that? Well, according to this says that if you were in the Northeast Tucson area, what this says is send task, do not book an appointment. In other words, the instructions that Linda is giving to the call center is task is like sending an email. In Salesforce, when the call center agent puts in a task for you, it sends you an email. So essentially what Linda is saying is, do not book an appointment. So if somebody wants me to stretch their existing carpet, do not book that appointment, but instead send me their information. I will call them and we'll get some more information from them. So what could that look like? It might mean Linda's trying to figure out whether or not there's other projects that could be available. Who knows? All sorts of different scenarios, right? You can imagine all sorts of things. But this is the list that you are going to have, and I'm going to show you how to very easily put this list in your branch. But this is what you're going to want to be able to tell the call center in very, very clear detail, right? So do you do hardwood? Yes. Will you install only? Yes. Do you do commercial hardwood? Yes. Do you do repairs? Do not book the appointment, send a task. Do you do sand and finish work? Yes, we do sand and finish work. So you see each one of these things where, very clearly Linda has provided the call center with instructions. What about cork? Do you do cork? Yes. Do you do epoxy? No. Do you do rubber? Yes. Will you put a floor in an RV? No, we don't do RVs. Do you do showers? No, we don't do showers. So I know in Linda's case in particular, Arizona is kind of funny about their tile licensing. She can do tile floors, but she's not yet licensed. Maybe by the time you're watching this, she will be, but she's not yet licensed to be able to do tile on a wall. So in her particular case, she can't do a shower. She can't do a wall. Good. And then she's put down here contact information for her and for her office administrator. So if, for example, the customer says, well, is there somebody in the local office that I can talk to? Basically, this is giving the call center the permission to give those phone numbers out to the customer should they want them. And these happen to be their cell phone numbers. All right, so this is the first thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to take a look at branch details on your branch. And what you're probably going to find is that they're blank. Okay, so how do you correct that? Open a window and go to marketingfci.com, marketingfci.com. And from here, we're going to search for branch, what is it called? It's called Call Center Branch Notes. Call Center Branch Notes. So I've gone to the marketing website, marketingfci.com, and I've gone to the Call Center Branch Notes. And I'm going to click on that, and that's going to search. And here we go, Call Center Branch Notes. There's a lot of words here. Please read the words. There is important information here, but I'll let you read on your own time. And then right here, there is a template, the template for call center, and there's details. If I click on that guy, it's going to download for me. And once it finishes downloading, I can open this template up. Give this a moment to open. All right. So this gives you all of the instructions. This template gives you all of the instructions in writing. But we will walk through it real quick. So on your branch, yep, that's how you can get to your branch. There's your branch details. If you happen to be, if you're buying an existing territory, you might have branch details there. If yours is a brand new territory, there won't be anything there. So you'll be able to see just like this, branch center details, and it'll be blank. Okay, so let's scroll down, and then this is what I would encourage you to do. Edit this Word document and then copy. So for example, I want you to come in here. Do you have a storefront? Yes or no? No, I don't. We are 100% mobile. Will you do install only? Yes, I will. Will you do commercial work? Yes, I will. Do you do repairs? And again, you can decide either put yes or put don't book, send task, right? So I could put that. I could say don't book, don't book, send task. Okay, so I could do it that way. You saw in Linda's that she bolded it and put it in red and all that stuff. You can edit it however you want to edit it. I'm going to ask you to go through each one of these. What of these are you willing to do and able to do, right? So once you've done that, then you're simply going to start right here and do that, and then give that the old copy function, right? Control C to copy that. You'll then go back into Salesforce, And at the top right-hand side of this branch details, you'll hit the little pencil. So there's the little pencil. If I were to hit the pencil as if I'm going to edit Linda's, if yours is blank, then you would simply come in here and hit Control V to paste all that information in here. And I'm going to hit cancel. I'm not going to mess with Linda's branch details. Okay. But that's the way that you would update those, is you would simply come in here. It's just easier to make the adjustments in Microsoft Word than it is in that little tiny box in Salesforce. You can later go into Salesforce. I mean, like you see, I could go in here. If I were Linda, I could go in here and I could start making adjustments one by one. You know, now that I've got the full format, it's just a lot easier to copy and paste from Word than it is to try to type all this stuff into the box in Salesforce. And we would like for all of these to be consistent from branch to branch so that it drives a little bit of efficiency at the call center. Okay, so that's our first point. We want to get our branch details in Salesforce so that the call center has that information. All right, what's next? The next thing that I want to talk about is I want to talk about proposal section. So this is the proposal, the way that it's going to print out from Salesforce, or the way that it's going to print out from the tablet. When you email directly from the tablet, this is what it's going to look like. Your customer information is on the top left. Your location information is in the top right, if you actually have it on your branch. If you don't put it on your branch, then this is going to be blank, and it's going to look really, really stupid for the customer. Then you've got individual sections here, and I'm going to show you what some of those sections might look like. So I've pulled up a few proposals already, just to save us some time. This is a proposal it's one of Linda's proposals. Thank you, Linda, for letting me play with this branch. All right, so you've got over here on the left-hand side, you've got the customer's information. Over here on the right-hand side, you've got her information. In other words, the Floor Coverings International information. You'll notice that in this particular case, there are several states that require that on any printed document that goes to the customer that has your license number on it. Well, this is a good place to put your license number. It's always going to show up at the top right-hand side. There's some generic bullet points that show up, like who is Floor Coverings International. But then here's a section called Getting Ready for Installation. This is sort of what you see here is sort of the default, right? So you can check this on one of yours. Do one of your practice proposals and pull it up and see what's listed in this Getting Ready for Install. You have the ability to edit this or to have it edited. So here we go. We've got Getting Ready for Install. Then you'll scroll down and there's warranty and insurance information. And again, this is fairly generic. This is fairly generic. When you have from the very beginning, you've got a default that shows up. You might like what it says. You might not like what it says. You can have this changed. If you don't like the wording, great. Just have it changed. All right, and we'll talk about how to get it changed. For example, here's one. This is out of Pensacola, Florida. So you'll notice that theirs is a little bit different. They've reworded this a little bit, okay, the insurance and warranty information. But you'll notice that Getting Ready for Install isn't there. Well, it is there. They moved it down and they added a lot to it. So Getting Ready for Install, they have put a ton of information here. Okay, that's good. You can certainly add this much information. You don't have to add this much information. Okay, so this is like an extra set of terms and conditions, if you will, but this is truly Getting Ready for Install. Okay, let's take a look at another one. So this is in California. All right, so this is one that is actually pretty sparse. You'll notice there is information up here. You've got a license number because California requires that. Who is Floor Coverings International? Then there's not a lot of information here, okay? And you'll notice that there's terms. There's nothing about warranty. There's nothing about Getting Ready for Install, but there is this default language that says 10% deposit not to exceed $1,000 required at signing. And this payment structure is sort of California standard. Why did I pull this one up? This one is another one that's sort of generic, right? So this looks a lot like Linda's. There isn't much that's been changed on either one of those. So how do you change it? What would you do? Well, let's go back to the branch info for just a moment. And there is a section down here called custom sections. Now, you may or may not have access to this. And I will just tell you up front, this is something that goes back and forth. Sometimes franchisees have access to it, and then sometimes IT will take the access away because there's been problems, and then there'll be a big push and no, we need to have access to that, and then IT will give access back to it. So if you don't see this custom sections section on your branch page, so it'll be on the right-hand side, you'll look at your branch and you'll scroll down. If you don't see this custom sections, you can still have any wording that you want changed. You just have to send in a ticket to IT to get it done. Okay, so it's not a problem. It just means that you don't have access to it. That's fine. You don't have to have access to it. It might even be easier to let IT do it for you. The other thing that I want to show you is location. And what's really interesting is that with my access, I don't have the ability to see this. So even though I'm looking at Linda's branch, there is a box right here. There's a box right here that shows her location information. Now, I'm going to pause the video for just a moment, and I'm going to log in as Linda so that I can prove to you that that's really there. All right, so now I am logged in as Linda. So I'm looking at this the same way that you would see it with a franchise owner's user credentials. So you'll notice that now as I'm looking at her branch, there is a box here that I couldn't see before, but now I can see it. And this is location information. This is the information. It's not the address on the left. It's this box that's right here that says location information. This is the box of information that's going to show up on the top right-hand side of your proposals. So I would encourage you to make this professional, right? What do you want to communicate to customers about your location? Maybe it's Floor Coverings International of wherever you are. Maybe your business address, your office address is there. You might put your email address. In this case, she didn't. That's okay. You might put your email address, a phone number, contractor's license number, whatever you need here. But this box is what's going to show up at the top right-hand side. And then I noticed once I logged in, I scroll down and I see that custom sections does not show up here, which means that as of right now, franchise owners do not have the ability to change those custom sections without going through IT. It's not a problem. You simply send a note to IT. So how would I do that? Let's go to fciit.com. And from fciit.com, I'm going to search for headers and footers. InspireNet Mobile, Salesforce, proposal headers and footers right here. There's a little YouTube video, but there's a form, and I'm simply going to download the form. And then once I've filled out the sections the way that I want them to be, so this is what I want as a header, this is what I want as a footer, these are the words that I want in there, great. Then you would simply fill it out and email the request to support@fciit.com. Simple, simple, simple to do. But you can imagine if you were looking at one of these proposals and it was blank up here, or you wanted additional information, or for whatever reason you wanted another section added, it's not a problem. Just have IT add the section for you, or modify these as you feel like you need to. With that, that's it, gang. So we've looked at the location. We've looked at the well, no, we didn't. We didn't look at the proposal info and the project info. Let's take another look at that momentarily. So on your tablet, you've already seen that you have a proposal section. This one had it. So you've got a project information section and a proposal information section, right? This happens to be just for a couple of rugs, so this is a small job. But on your tablet, there are two sections that you can modify. One is called the project information, and one is called the proposal information. So the project information box, if you put anything in the project information, it's going to copy that to every option for that project. So maybe that's a gate code, maybe it's information about the kids or the dogs or whatever. The proposal information is specific to this one option. So that might be a color, it might be something very specific about the product, right? Those are the only two sections that you can actually change while you're on the tablet. They will show up here. So in this case, this is Amelia. Yeah, this is Amelia's branch. Amelia only put in some information in the project information, and so it shows up right here under project information. Had she put additional information in the proposal section, then that proposal section would show up here as well. These other ones that I printed, I don't think any of these have either one of those. And the only reason they don't have it is because nobody put any information in those boxes, so there wasn't any data to print out. And if there's no data to print out, it doesn't print the section. It makes it look neater. Good. So I would encourage you, homework-wise, you need to go ahead and download that branch information, and you need to make sure that on your branch page that you've got your location information. I would also encourage you to take a quick look at what one of your proposals looks like from a customer perspective. And if there's additional language that you want to add or sections that you want to add, if you want to modify the warranty and information and insurance information box, whatever you need to do, those adjustments, just have them made through IT. The location information you can do for yourself. And I thank you for your time and attention in watching this. Thank you.